I had a little technical issues from my side. I didn't hear you, but um, just continue. I'm sure. So, Dr. Ibe, um, first and foremost, I would like to touch on the topic, the shortage of healthcare workers in Nigeria and in the world. What can you tell us about that? Can you give us an insight to this shortage that we are experiencing and what you think is responsible for the shortage?
Oh, okay, thank you very much for the question. In Nigeria, currently, we're experiencing a serious brain drainage in the healthcare sector mainly because of migration of mainly medical professionals, what we call the Japa wave currently occurring. Because everybody wants a better opportunity, better pay, better working environment. In Nigeria currently now, according to the WHO requirement for doctor to patient ratio, WHO requirement is 1 doctor to 600 patients. However, in Nigeria, we have 1 doctor to 9,083 patients. While for WHO requirement for nurses is 1 nurse to 5 patients. However, in Nigeria, we have 1 nurse to about 1,160 patients. And major reason for this shortage boils down to 3 major factors. 1, we have low remuneration and poor working conditions for healthcare workers. Nigerian healthcare workers are extremely underpaid and overworked. Over a long time, it leads to burnout, dissatisfaction, frustration, and even medical errors, because you don't expect a nurse who is meant to attend to just 5 patients, now attending to 1,000 plus patients, not to be exposed to more errors. Also, we also have limited career advancement opportunities in the healthcare sector in Nigeria. We have seen so many scenarios whereby people who fulfill all requirements for promotions have been frustrated. Maybe a senior colleague may just say, "You didn't greet me with this month. I don't think you deserve the promotion." Also, there's also inadequate healthcare infrastructure in Nigeria, because Nigeria healthcare system is extremely underfunded and poorly equipped, so making it difficult to provide the best and universally acceptable healthcare for patients. So it's making it difficult for patients to get the best care that they deserve. Also, we also have some reason globally why there's shortage of healthcare workers globally. One major reason globally is the growing in aging population. If you look into the developed countries, currently, most developed countries which have good access to the best healthcare and technology, they are currently seeing an increase in life expectancy of their population. And what this means over a long run means that they're expected to have more aging population. And most time, care of the aging population is extremely demanding. Most times, the care of the elderly is like taking care of a newborn baby or neonate. Most times, they require even more than 1 healthcare provider to take care of them, which over a long period of time puts more stress on the healthcare sector. Recently, we're even seeing most HMOs, that's health insurance, refusing to recruit or enroll elderly patients into the healthcare scheme because it's extremely demanding to manage or take care of them. Also, we're also seeing increase in chronic conditions in our environment. We're seeing more people living terrible or unhealthy lifestyle. People, because of the all trying to hustle and bustle in society, they depend mostly on fast foods. They're exposed to taking more of things like soda. Also, we're also seeing more of drug abuses and people drinking alcohols and stuff like that. Over a long period of time, this leads to people being predisposed to chronic health conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, even cancers. Also, we are also seeing a shift in the world focus from preventive medicine to more of curative medicine. Most developing countries now are not investing more in curative medicine than preventive, and are now investing more in preventive medicine than curative medicine. As you all know, they say prevention is better than cure. I'm sure if I ask most people on this platform now to come and educate us on how to properly wash their hands, they will fail. But a simple proper health behavior such as washing hands can prevent millions of diseases yearly. So over a long run, preventive medicine is way cheaper than curative medicine. Also, we're also seeing a more diverse opportunities in the healthcare system. Healthcare system is expanding beyond just the normal clinical roles which we know it, and they're now involving more of non-clinical roles, such as we have now IT experts in the healthcare sector, people coming coding and doing stuff related to IT. We're also seeing more of administrative staff. We're even seeing content creators in the healthcare sector. So the healthcare sector is expanding beyond the normal traditional clinical aspect. Um, Thank you. Okay, I can also talk about the impact of this shortage of healthcare workers and how it's affecting the healthcare sector currently. If you look, we have the shortage of healthcare workers over time has led to one, we can talk about the economic consequences of shortage of healthcare workers. So recently, we are losing a lot of skilled workforce due to departure of Japa syndrome, which has lost, which is really affecting the healthcare sector badly. Also, we also have reduced economic growth. As we all know, the saying, health is wealth. And recent research has also shown there's a positive correlation, direct proportion of a functioning healthcare system and economic growth. So it's difficult for economy to grow, any successful for any country economy to grow without having a good healthcare sector. Also, we're also seeing increase in dependency in foreign aid due to the current brain drain in the health sector. We are seeing so many countries struggling to meet or, or fill up the gap in their healthcare system. So what are they doing? They're not depending on foreign aids or assistance or NGOs to help them fill up these gaps, which
Whoa.
over a long period, which over a long period of time is not dependable. Also, there are also the social consequences of this shortage of healthcare workers. Number one, we have reduced to access to healthcare, especially people living in rural areas. When the shortage of healthcare workers, especially people living in rural areas, are really prone and are the ones really most times really affected because they are deprived of proper healthcare services. Again, we're also seeing a decrease in quality in education in the healthcare sector because when you keep on losing your best brains, or it's going to be difficult for the upcoming healthcare workers or students to be able to gain on or to be trained properly because the trainers or people that are meant to educate them are all left the system. One other major thing again we are seeing is increase in burden on the remaining healthcare professionals that are left behind. So because of there's a deficiency in system, the few left are forced to fill up the gap in order to meet the demands in the healthcare sector, which over a long period of time leads to brain drainage. I also worsens the brain drainage that is already even in the system. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Doctor, in fact, you have summarized everything I would have even wanted to ask. You, in a nutshell, you gave us a run through of the impact of not having adequate hands in the healthcare sector. You gave us the socioeconomic impact. In fact, you touched one or two questions that I was meaning to ask you. Thank you so much. That was well executed. Thank you.
Thank you
So
very much.
I would like to bring some of our alumni on board. I want to ask them some questions here because we are all part of this webinar. So before I get started on that, excitingly, I want to call on some of my students. Joining us, we have Eda at Etailegbe. Yes, she was our mental health and addiction student, currently an alumni, and doing fantastic well in our field. I have Simbiat Agumbiade. I have Kolade Temitope Samuel. I have Aga, I have Joyce, yes. Then I have Deborah Michael. I have Uzoechi Rebecca. Then Mary Oibo. So one after the other, I will at random calling them and asking them one or two questions so that they can also give us some insights to this topic we are currently discussing. Thank you. Is Agunbiade here? Symbiat, are you here?
I am. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, morning, Symbiat. Um, nice to have you here. Can you give
Mhm.
us a brief introduction about yourself?
I was
Who
expecting you
Symbiat
to read.
Agunbiade?
I was expecting you to read for me just the same way you did for Dr. Tovichiku.
Uh, no, I would like them to hear from you. Yes, I would like to.
Okay, my name is Cynthia. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good
Please
morning,
manage
Symbiat.
my voice. I'm on sick bed right now. Please manage. But I still have to come through for my college, regardless. Okay, so my name is Cynthia Adola Olufunke Agumbiade. I hold BSc in sociology and I've built a very strong foundation in understanding human behavior and societal needs. I graduated from the prestigious University of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University, Lapai, Niger State. I studied sociology and I started my professional journey as a customer experience manager at Avon HMO, which is one of the leading health insurance company in Nigeria currently. Yep.
Hmm?
In this role, I understand I learned and understand the skills in empathy, communication, and client-centered service, which has helped me in making a more direct impact in people's life. So that is Symbiat in a nutshell. Thank you. I can hear you, Los Angela.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, better now.
Oh, I said, wow, that is impressive. So, you were a sociologist before the
Yes,
transition to healthcare
yes,
space. Wow,
yes.
interesting. We both have similar backgrounds. So, can you tell me a little? Oh no, can you tell me what you think about the healthcare space that motivated you into wanting to join? Yes.
Hmm. This is a bit, thank you for that question. But then this is a bit personal. I don't think I've ever shared it out, but we have to today. Okay. My journey into healthcare was deeply personal. Like I said before, extremely personal. You know, um, after losing a close friend of mine, his name is Abimbola, a very popular person on social media. I'm sure one of us might know him. He's very popular. His name is Abimbola and he's known as Afobaje. He died months ago. May God rest his soul for us.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. My journey started after losing a close friend because of no one was present who performed that could perform a cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which we all know as CPR. This actually inspired me to take this action, and oh, I'm sorry. This life
I
watching
understand.
experience coupled with watching and also watching my mother practice as a nurse as a childhood. My mom is a nurse, still
Oh,
practicing. Yes, she's still a practicing nurse, like she's still practicing it. And this actually like ignited my passion for healthcare and saving lives. So I transitioned into healthcare field and trained as a certified nursing assistant CNA through CLI College. Now, having to lose a friend, working with Avon HMO, and also having my mom being a nurse really, really motivated me. And also me joining my social skills too as a sociology motivated me.
Wow. Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
generally.
Thank you so much for sharing the story. I could see and sense that you are still raw from the whole thing, but take consolation that is in a better place. And now, because of that, you're finding yourself in that space, like a form of honoring his soul by helping
Yes.
others. Yes, coming in that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would also like to share with us that Dr. Tobechukwu Ibe still has a whole lot of things from his table that he wants to share with us. He has a slide that he would like to share with us and teach us some things that he will want us to know. So I will still be calling him after this time out. So I also have Mary Oyibo. I don't know whether Mary is here. I saw her some minutes ago. Okay,
Good
beautiful.
morning, Ma. I'm
Yeah,
here.
good morning, Mary.
How you doing today?
You're fine, you're good. And you?
I'm good. So good to be here.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, you're
So,
welcome, Ma.
my question to you, Mary, will be how did CLI College prepare you for the career in healthcare? But before then, of course, we would like to meet you. We would like to know
Okay.
who Mary was before CLI College.
Thank you very much, Ma. Good morning, everyone. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Dr.
Mary.
Tope.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mary Obiageli Onyibo. I graduated from the University of Ilorin. I read political science. You can see that that is off anything that has to do with health. Then I proceeded to, I worked in a bank for 13 years. I worked in two different banks. I
Wow.
worked in Access Bank,
Wow.
worked in the present First City Monument Bank. I was there for 7 years. Then I resigned and I joined Multi-Choice Nigeria Limited under Radar Communication Systems. It's a DSTV Go TV company. And I also have a business. I run a jewelry business, a wholesale and retail jewelry business. And my interest in healthcare, there's a project I'm actually working on. It's a big project. But I realized that for me to perfect everything, I need to have experience in healthcare, in the healthcare sector.
Yeah.
I need to have a healthcare background to perfect the project. I've been working on the project for a while now. It's about taking care of children with special needs. So I want to build on that project. And considering my background of business and banking, I was wondering how I'm going to come in. But fortunately, my sister-in-law that is based in Canada told me about CLI. So I said, okay, let me try and find out what it's all about. So I visited CLI and I was wowed, as in wowed. And I realized that I don't even need to have a science background.
Yeah.
I don't even need to have any health background for me to register for this program. So immediately I signed up on it and registered and I started. That was how I found myself in CLI. So you see, you don't need any science background to actually be in the health sector. and how it has helped me on my journey towards my project. You see, at CLI, you learn so many, they teach us so many things. In fact, I never believed that I could even be able to manage all the lectures I've been getting. For instance, I had challenges. My challenges were all these medical terminologies. There were so many. Where do I start from? You'll be hearing things like cerebrovascular accident. You'll be hearing things
Oh
like,
my God.
myocardial infarctus. What is all this? How do I begin to cram all of this? You'll be hearing things like decubitus, hyperparexia. In fact, my first lecture at CLI was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? But with time, because we have wonderful lecturers, with
Thank
time,
you.
everything began to sink in. I just found out that all I needed to do was to make sure that I do not miss any class, both the physical classes and the online classes. And once I hear those terms, I use them. And we always have a very, very interactive class, So you get to learn over time. After about 1 week, I realized that this is it. It was just coming flawlessly to me. I was just flowing with everything. You see, and back to your question, Osangela. Well,
Yeah.
how this has stopped me in my projects and even presently. In my house now, I can conveniently administer some things to my children from the knowledge I've gained from CLI.
Yeah.
From CLI, they even taught us how to insert IV line, how to set IV line. They taught us how to fix catheter for male and female. They taught us how to take vital signs. I can take vital signs, temperature, blood pressure, pulse. This I didn't know how to do them before. But with my experience in CLI, I'm now able to do all these things flawlessly. I have a complete knowledge of human anatomy and physiology, all thanks to CLI. I can confidently walk into any hospital, both here in Nigeria and even in diaspora, and I will be able to contribute to some of the healthcare services with all the experience I've gained from CLI. So you see, CLI is actually a place to be if you are looking for how to start your healthcare career. I recommend CLI anytime, any day. And to
Thank
cap
you
it
so
all,
much.
yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome, ma. And to cap it all, at CLI, they don't just teach you theory. They don't just teach you only in class. They will teach you the theory. They will teach you practicals. You will do presentations. And to cap it all, as in the icing on the cake, they will now post you to hospitals where you can practice all that you have been taught. When you go for your clinicals, your internship, you now get to see all these things being practicalized. It now becomes clearer. You can relate easily. Oh, this is what they have been saying. This is it. So if you have a plan of pursuing your career in healthcare, or you want to use it to jackpot, because most people in my class, like 80% in my class, wants to jackpot with it. It's good. This is your surest plug. If you are planning to, because healthcare, like Dr. Tope said, it's the increase for healthcare workers is growing every day all over the world. All over the world. So if you have the plan of jackpot, this is your surest plug. Just register at CLI. It's not affordable. Everybody can afford it. And I even learned they collect installment payment, which is good. So if you have the plan of going into healthcare, I recommend CLI any day. So, Miss
Thank you
Angela,
so
I believe I
much.
have answered all your questions.
Thank you so much. I can see that Mary was super excited. Yes, that is who we
Yes,
are in CLI College, where we tell
exactly.
you to come in as you are, that we take you through the program. You learn everything you need to know. And apart from that, to the ethics of the profession, your legal jurisdictions when it comes to practicing. Yes, in the clinical setting, you might pick one or two knowledge, but what makes you a professional is to practice within the confines of your ethics, the
Yes.
standard. And in CLI College, we do this and a whole lot more. So thank you so much, Mary.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
I would call Rebecca Uzechi Becky to please come on board if she's here so that she can share her wonderful experience with us.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Becca.
It's so
It's
good to
great
be
to have
here.
you again.
Thank you very much, Ma.
So I will also like you to give an introduction to yourself and currently where you are, what you're doing, because she's one of our alumni who had really gone through CLI through and through because she did her HCA with us and equally MHA. And I know I'll be seeing Rebecca very soon. Is she still in the country for one of our new programs that we intend starting off this coming year? But
Thank you very
Rebecca,
much.
please take the floor. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Good morning, everyone. Good to
Good
have all
morning. Yeah.
really a pleasure. Okay, so my name is Uzoechi Rebecca Ihoma, a graduate from National Open University. I studied mass communication. To the glory of God, I'm a certified broadcaster. I work with so many media houses that you can think of, the very popular ones and the ones that are upcoming. And also, I did, like she's rightly said, I am alumni for CLI College. I am a certified nursing assistant and a certified mental health and addiction counselor, to the glory of God. Okay, so my experience at CLI. So I'm saying this, people that know me and Los Angeles can attest to this is I say it the way it is. If it's not good, it's not good. If it's good, I would, pull it out there. So CLI College is an amazing institution. I will call them my family because we've gone through CLI, we're going through CLI, and we still have other people going through CLI that we definitely will recommend. Let me start with the nursing assistant, the course. It's been so impactful. Currently, I am working in one of the hospitals that I did my internship, and it's been amazing. So for them to retain you or even begging you to stay, you can imagine the qualities that I have
Yeah.
inside me, right? That is to the glory of God and through the help of CLI College. It's been amazing to tell you. It's been a wonderful life experience, and coming from a background of mass communication. Yes, we did communication in national nursing assistant, but this is like a different light. Coming from an art background, nothing about medicine or nothing about medical background or whatsoever, coming into CLI, at first it was like, I was in the wrong place because I really didn't understand some terms, some medical terms and all of that. But with time, one thing about CLI is they will take you through the baby steps. Like they'll always say, come as you are. I came as I was. This was me who was doing so well in the media space. But then there's always a push why you go into healthcare. So mine, like every other person has said, there isn't. Mine was my mom had a surgery in 2021. And the hospital where she was, I saw the way some nurses were. I saw the way some healthcare practitioners were, and I wasn't so comfortable. I felt like we could do better, right? We could do better. We're dealing with lives here. In as much as there are some cases that oh, you have to take care of them till their dying day. You show them the love. They deserve love. They deserve to have a peaceful rest, right? So I saw that and it hit me so bad. I was like, I feel we could do better. But then I didn't have a knowledge. I was like, what is my own? Where will I start from? Will I start going back to nursing school, BSc? How? At what age? So I started researching everything that happens. I just want to encourage somebody here that anything that happens or everything that happens in life has a purpose. It might not make sense at the very beginning, but with time, you know that God has a reason for everything. God was teaching me. My mom going through a surgery was part of destiny, but God was also, aligning my destiny to that. I didn't have the understanding at first. Then secondly, my dad fell ill again after my mom recovered, and my dad was in coma for about 5 days. And I was the only one who was available at that time. My siblings were not around. I was the one who was in the hospital. I'm like, why am I always the one in this hospital stay seeing all these things happening? Then God was just taking me through a journey. And I was just scrolling through my phone. I already spoke to a friend about it. Like, I don't like what's going on. This is what I'm experiencing in this place, and I don't like the way it is. And my friend was like, okay, why not going to it? I'm like, where I want start from? And he said, okay, there are other schools, you could be a caregiver and all of that. I was like, hey, from where to where? And as God may have it, I was even thinking of, other schools. In fact, I didn't even have a school in mind. I was just checking. And CLI popped up on my screen. That's why it's always good to read feeds. When you see some things on Instagram, you just read through. It might not be for you. It might be for someone that is in need of it. So I told a friend, I was like, I saw his school. And he was like, oh, he also saw his school. I was like, what school is that? Is it in Lagos? He said, yes. I was like, we're in Lagos. He said, oh, they do offline and online. I was like, okay, what school? So apparently, as God may have it, it was the same CLI. I was like, this is God speaking to me and speaking to somebody.
Wow.
And I checked. I saw the price. I was like, okay, how are we going to go about it? And they said, you could pay instrumental. And I was like, amazing. This is God working for me. Maybe they're not paying instrumental, but God knows I don't have that money at that time. So there's a time space for me to pay. And I was like, okay, let me try this. The money wasn't there. But because I had the focus, God had to make it. God saw my heart and made an avenue for that to come. And I got into CLI. And it's been amazing. It was a wonderful journey. It was a wonderful journey. I'm speaking from my heart, because I have gone through it. I know what it is. You don't have to be a science student. In fact, your O level, come with your O level and they will put you through. It's so amazing that people see me in the hospital I work in and they think I am a RN, like a registered nurse, because of the activity. And they're like, please, what school did you go? I'm like, I went to CLI. They're like, CLI College. I was like, yeah, CLI College. It's just about 6 months. And they're like, are you serious? And you're this experienced? And I'm like, well, if you put your heart in, it's one thing to go through the school and listen to the lecturers and have a passion for it. I always say, care is a gift. You don't have to, I would say the title, the nursing title is a title. It takes you to have a care. And that is one thing CLI will bring out of you. Everybody has the spirit of care. If only you're willing to let them bring it out of you. And that was what CLI did for me. It's been amazing. I work in a hospital now with a very good pay. You can imagine, with a very good pay, I get recommendations. In fact, I'm so good that I now assist in surgeries. Like I'm in the theater and they're like, oh, okay, what nurse can come in? And they're like, oh, let's call Nurse Rebecca. In fact, I'm not on duty and people are calling, no, it's Nurse Rebecca. You see old people come to the hospital and they're like, oh, where's that nurse? That very black nurse, because I'm a very dark lady. Where's that very dark nurse that smiles a lot? So before I came into CLI or I came into healthcare, I don't used to smile. But CLI will tell you that you're a very pretty person. From the inside, they'll bring it out. You see me in the hospital space, I am smiling, ever smiling. The work is so much. CLI taught me to, compress everything and, life first, save a life first. And aside even the hospital space, in my home, a lot of people see me and the next thing they say, oh, go and call doctor. In fact, they call me a doctor because they see me with scrub. They say, go and call Dr. Rebecca. She knows what to do. She's always having solutions to everything. CLI would do their part. You would also do your part by researching, by learning. CLI gives us the privilege to be in a hospital space, a clinical space where you learn. you put your eyes down. Angela will always tell you, put your eyes down, learn. You have to learn if you want to learn. You have to decide to want to learn. And it's been amazing. For me to go back to CLI to do a mental health and addiction course, you should know that CLI is a bomb. It's a banger. Don't go and cast us. So you can cast us well to the right people because it's very affordable. They give you quality for your money. I'm not doing advert. I'm telling you because I have been there.
Thank you.
I came back for mental health and addiction. Why? Because during the clinical space, you get to understand that a lot of people who are in the hospital, that they don't need tablets. They are sick, but they don't need tablets. It's not tablets, it's not drip. It's not IV infusions. They need someone to speak to. So I had to go back. I said, no, let me double up. I have to top up my game. And I said, mental health and addiction, let me go back. I went back and they opened my eyes again. CLI is, if I was in a church, somebody would say, oh, shout hallelujah.
Oh, thank you.
Like
Thank you.
for real. You go back there, mental health. After doing, I would advise everyone who has done nursing assistant, please go back for mental health and addiction and counseling, because it is really going to help you in your career. You get to be able to speak to people. You're able to, feel what they feel. They need help. They want to talk to someone. You're there to talk to. That is like topping up your game in the healthcare system. For real. And I want to say to everyone, please, if you're looking for a place to study from an experience, in fact, I will give you back your money. For me to tell you, I'll give you back your money if you don't learn anything. That should tell you how much I'm earning. CLI is making me earn now. I will
Thank
give you back
you.
your money. Please go to CLI. It's the place for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In fact, this is very, very impressive and heartwarming. Being a facilitator, and I've also taught Becca when she was there with us. And this is like just giving me a warm hug. Thank you so much. Thank you. So before we bring back Dr. Tobe Ibe, I want to call Elo Sotomi to quickly share some of our knowledge with us, because I'll be asking her one or two questions before we bring in Doctor. So is Ella here?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and
Good
gentlemen.
afternoon, Ella.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here. We
Same
don't
here.
intend taking much of your time because I know you're a very busy person.
Please.
So please, can you quickly share your profile with us? Then
Okay.
we'll go straight to your questions. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning again, everyone. My name is Eloho Shotomi. I am a graduate of the University of Port Harcourt. I have a BSc and a master's degree in human anatomy. I also have hours and hours of research time, medical research. I do medical research. And I also coach moms who are trying to get back to school, like after having babies, and they're trying to get back into the education space or the healthcare space. I coach them on how to manage their time and their resources and succeed at what they do. So yeah, that's my background. And then of course there's the HCA certification as well.
Okay, thank you. So you literally are encouraging people to have a career path that is never too late.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Women
Beautiful,
especially.
beautiful. Because marriage, motherhood can be overwhelming, and you can literally lose yourself, because as a woman we sacrifice, of course. And at the end of the day, you feel you are obsolete. There's nothing you're going to do. But it's never too late to have a new career path. Ignite your passion and be the best at it. Thank you, Aloho. So would you want to share your memorable moments with us in CLI College? Anyone you could remember?
Okay, so I will talk about very quickly, because I have my kids around. We're having a party pretty soon, so I'm gonna go through 4 things very quickly.
Okay.
The viability of the CLI program, the flexibility of it, and the relationship part of it. So, and then there's placement. First of all, I want to thank the other speakers because they've kind of highlighted everything that I'm going to rush through. So, sorry, there's a bit of noise on the background. I hope you guys don't mind.
No, we understand. That's who we are.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, so it's the woman's world. Everything just collides into each other.
Yes.
So let me talk about the viability. I think the second to last speaker mentioned that, and also the last speaker as well. So depending on what you want to do with the certification, that's how much work you have to put in. So if you really want to practice, or you just want to have it for jackpot reasons, or just another part of your accomplishments, that would totally encompass the work you want to put into the program. So if you're interested in it, you need to have a plan. You need to have steps to implement those plans of yours, and your steps have to be smart, because I think the CLI College, they put a lot of thought into making the program very simple and easy to grasp. So you need to have a plan. So you don't just see it as another 6 months of life that you just wade through and, oh yeah, I did the XYZ thing. So come up with a plan, determine what you want to use your certification for, even before you pick up the program. What am I doing with this? How am I going to do it? Put your steps together and implement. Then you know how much work you have to do, how well you have to give yourself. I absolutely like the last speaker, because you could tell that even when she was doing her program, she poured her heart and soul into it. I kid you not, as someone who has a first degree and second degree in the basic medical space, CLI makes it really easy. It doesn't mean that you don't work. Okay, you have to put in work, you have to put in determination to learn and give your best at every point in time. The healthcare assistant certification and space is very viable if you have a plan. CLI, they are not the facilitators and the faculties are not magicians. They will do their best, they will impact knowledge, but you have to learn to make yourself marketable. You need to learn how to move the degree around and the certification around in the space that is available to you and make the most out of it. So that's number one. Number two, the flexibility of the program is top notch. So I did half of my program on site and the other half online because I had to move, and I have no complaints whatsoever. All I needed was the resources and getting notes from my colleagues as well, sitting calls through, joining some of the classes online, and I was able to meet up with my presentation, my assessments, my exams. So the program is really flexible, and the faculties are very involved. They are approachable. You can talk to them. You can make inquiries. You can find out how to go about things if you are having a struggle. So they accommodate remote learning and on-site learning. The program is very basic. They bring everything to the ABC level. That's why you can see people transitioning in from political science, from media, mass communication, from all kinds of spaces, from business spaces. CLI makes the program really basic. So the flexibility of it is an added advantage. Thirdly, I want to talk about relationship. I think one of the things that we do not emphasize a lot on in continuing education or continuous education is relationship. Something one of my lecturers told me when I was doing my master's, he said, education is 50% coursework and 50% relationship. Those of us that live from a distance, that they are not necessarily brilliant in the headspace, they had good relationship with their tutors, with all your lecturers. They were the ones who were there to pick up their bag, to help them run errands, okay? Relationships are important. If you're coming to CLI, you will meet people from all walks of life. Do not limit yourself to book work only. Get to know your colleagues, get to know your faculties, get to know the college. You have no idea how much resources are in the people that surround you. And I'm not just saying this so you you go to the space and try to rip off people, you have to bring in value as well. So look into yourself and what value do I have to give to these people that I'm learning with? Where is my strong point and how can I contribute? So don't just ask for what people can give to you, but also make yourself available to give to others. Let people learn from you. Let people gain something from you as well. Learn to make relationships both horizontal and vertically. I think, we always feel like we have to be friends with the people up there, and we have no idea what people on our space, on our linear space, can do for us. So please learn to harness the gift of relationship if you do pick CLI, because you will meet all kinds of people, intelligent, hardworking, resourceful. You will meet all kinds of people. And then fourthly, your placement. Take your placement and your clinical rotations seriously. Take it seriously. My placement was more private, so I worked with an autistic kid as a healthcare giver for an autistic kid, and I think I worked with another elderly that was diabetic that needed healthcare. Take your work placement seriously. It is the only thing that will breathe life into your classwork, into what Nurse Angela and the other faculties are going to teach you. So if you have a good placement, put your back into it, smile. The work might be tedious. The work might be, like our last speaker said, and Nurse Angela has also emphasized that healthcare has to be a passion. It has to come from the inside of you. Not everything about the job is about stethoscopes and white lab coats. No, it can be really nasty and gory. So if you can't find that passion on the inside of you, try to pick it up within your classwork or pick it up at your IT placement. All of these things will come together to make you more grounded, to make you succeed in the outside world, whether you decide to practice off the shores of Nigeria or in Nigeria. Okay, Doctor said it earlier. Thank you so much, Dr. Tobechukwu. The health space is legal. Although they are like all four, there comes something different, and CLI can afford with that. So I think I've been able to touch up on the viability of the program, the flexibility of the program, the relationship you can gain, and how to take your placements very seriously. So I think at this moment I'm done, Nurse Angela. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm going to exit the whole meeting right now because I have a party.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone. Good luck to all your endeavors. God bless you.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hello. Truly appreciated. Thank you. And we hope to call you some other time again. I hope you honor us.
I look forward to it. CLI deserves all the accolades and recommendation that we can possibly give. Thank you, Nurse Angela.
Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye, enjoy your party.
You too. Of course. Bye, everyone.
Oh, that was impressive. And in a nutshell, she just gave us some advice, like a recap. There's always life after CLI College. And that's why we hold our alumni community very, very dear to us. The moment you exit CLI, we don't just let you go. We make sure we onboard you into the alumni community. And just like you've heard, these are people who had gone through CLI College, and we are bringing them back again to share their experiences. So Doctor will be coming on board. I think he still has one or two things that he wants to present to us. Then we call on some of our alumni to also share one or two information they have with us in relation to this webinar. Thank you. Dr. Tobechukwu, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. I learned to have a slide you have prepared to just pass one or two things down to us. Hello, Doc.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I will be grateful if you can show my slides.
Okay, thank you. Please, admin, I will be glad if you can help us share this so that we can get that there. So while we're waiting for them, I'd like to call Margaret. Margaret Ocho, are you here? Margaret, I can see you're here. Margaret, are you here? Okay. Kolade Temitokpe. Is Kolade with us?
Sorry, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, Margaret is back. Okay, Margaret is
Sorry.
back. Thank you, Margaret.
Good
So
afternoon,
can you
everyone.
quickly give us a run through of who you are? And my question to
Okay.
you is, tell us one of your most memorable time at CLI College and why you think that is memorable for you. Yeah.
So, my name is Margaret Owencho. I'm from Benue State. I schooled at the North American University at Cotonou. I left last week to Cotonou anyway. So I read business admin. Actually, I wanted to be in the science field, but something came up. I could not. So I now entered the commercial field. So health has been my thing because I love helping people right from time because I have a foundation for kids, Make It Foundation. So I love helping people a lot. And sometimes when I, like the other lady said, when I go out or I go to the hospital to see someone, the way I see nurses or doctors treat some patients, I really get so angry, but I can't do anything because I feel, oh, this is not my space, and this is not my office, and this is not my place. So that's all. But when I wanted to, well, I traveled and I came back and I said, this healthcare stuff, I really need to do it. I need to learn something about health. I was looking for school all over. I could not. So I did Allison online. So after the Allison, I was still browsing. So I got on in touch with CLI before I even applied, and I told CLI I will come, and I did not. So in January I said no, I must. Any devil that's holding me down, I must go to CLI. So when I got to CLI, the warm welcoming, and I felt so difficult during the lecture because of how to pronounce these medical terms. But in my rundown, I was learning. I was a back sitter. I will not lie, I was a back sitter. But meanwhile, being sitting at the back, I was learning, even if I make noise a little. But I learned a lot about healthcare assistance. Me loving to help people, it was so easy. It's not all about because I want to travel or because I want to learn healthcare assistance. It's all about, do you love doing the job? It's in different spaces. If you're in the health, if you're anywhere, even music, do you love singing? Do you love to help people? Do you love to care for people? So I love that care. So it helped me a lot in CLI. CLI taught me a lot. I saw sometimes I will go home, I will relax and say I'm not coming back. But I will still drive myself down to CLI and I learned a lot. I learned from Nurse Angela, I learned from Nurse Tama, I learned from Nurse Grace, even though it was little time with her during our own course. But I learned a lot that no matter what, the healthcare, see, our own space in healthcare assistance, what I noticed is that CLI was teaching us about the full nursing. The full nursing, because when I went to where I did my internship, I was behaving like a nurse. Some people look at me and think I was a nurse, but no, the nurses over there, they don't even do what they are supposed to do. But because CLI taught us not only nursing assistants, they taught us all fully about nursing, and our lecturers were not nurses. So I learned a lot. It was really, really, really. I don't even know how to say it because I don't even know how to thank CLI. I started announcing CLI to people that you must come to CLI. You must come to CLI. People that really love to be a nursing assistant, a full nurse. I say you can go to CLI and pursue your nursing program because CLI is just like a diploma of nursing stuff. So CLI is a very good school for you to learn, and for your career. CLI is not all about
So what's your
healthcare
most
assistant.
memorable period or time with us?
I am during my during our during our project time when we were defending our assignments and everything. It was
Okay,
really interesting.
presentations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the presentation was very, very, very lovely because even though you learn more from it because different people will come out with their own opinion. Even the way Miss Angela, sorry, I'm not making you happy for where you are. You were like a mother. You were like everything to us. You taught us not to be scared. You taught us no matter what. You said it's not much. You bring down a long full scarf to show that you are right. You said always hit to the point. And I really learned a lot about that, and it really helped me. It was really, really a good journey. I won't lie, my father was sick, but CLI made me to be strong. My father did prostate cancer, and I felt, oh my God, CLI made, I was supposed to travel, but because of CLI, I said I would stay and treat my father the way CLI taught us, and it was successful. Thank you, CLI. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You
Just
have to
like I
say that.
said, being a healthcare professional, of course, we are the shoulders others will lean on, especially in their trying times. Sometimes too, we go through it, but the thing is, we try to put up a strong front so that others can pick courage from us. So, Margaret, stay strong, and everything will be fine. Everything will be
Feel like
fine.
thanks so much. We
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
it.
Thank
I
you.
will tell people out there, go and register. You might not use it in abroad, you can still use it here by starting up something about healthcare and you are good to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So you've heard it. CLI, of course, like my students were saying, yes, we take you through the general nursing, also letting you know that you have your jurisdiction. But most importantly, when you get to know what you know, when someone in your team is making a mistake, it will be on you in a very professional way to also point out that error so that at the end of the day, you have a general beautiful outcome with your patient management and care. So that's why sometimes we delve into nursing so that as healthcare assistants, they understand the core nursing, also knowing their boundaries, and that will also make them be able to carry out their duties seamlessly. So thank you so much. So doctors' slides are up. So let's quickly have a little experience with him because he's going to take us through a mini lecture about today's webinar, transitioning into healthcare careers without prior experience. And that's the reason why we are here. Thank you. So, Doctor, take the floor.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Again, good afternoon, everyone. The topic for
Good
today's
afternoon.
seminar is transitioning to healthcare career without prior experience. And my name is Dr. Tobichukwu Ibe. Next slide, please. Next slide. Please,
Please,
next
can we
slide.
go to the next slide? Thank you.
Thank you. Next slide. Okay, so if okay, you just need the outline. Okay, let's so firstly, what is health? Health, according to WHO, is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just the absence of diseases. So there are three major components that makes up health. We have the physical well-being component, we have the mental well-being component, and we have the social well-being component. What's the physical well-being component? It's the ability of a person to perform physically activity without any limitation. Then we have the mental well-being component. That's when the mind in the person is in order and is functioning in the person's best interest. Then we have the social well-being component, which is the ability of a person to share, develop, and sustain meaningful relationship with other people in society. So if your spouse, your partner, is not able to maintain or sustain a meaningful relationship with you, it's not healthy. What is healthcare? Healthcare is the improvement of health via prevention, diagnosis, and treatment and cure of disease, illnesses, injury, and other physical and mental impairment in people. In simple terms, healthcare is just about keeping people healthy and fixing them up when they fall sick. Please, next slide. Next slide, please. Transitioning to healthcare career without prior experience can be both exciting because you'll be impacting people's life positively directly, and also challenging because it's more technical than what we see when we watch some medical series such as The Good Doctor and Grey Anatomy. There's more to it. However, healthcare is a vast dynamic field with opportunities in various sectors. However, the key to a successful transition lies in strategic planning, continuous learning, and leveraging on transferable skills. Next slide, please. Why transition to healthcare? I'm sure if I could read most of you guys' mind on this platform, your reply to this question will be because of the financial benefit, which is not bad. Because healthcare is from this slide, you can see healthcare is one of the highest paying occupations worldwide. But however, that should not be your primary reason why you want to transition into the healthcare. Please, next slide. In the healthcare sector, I can't promise you that you'll be as rich as Dangote or Bill Gates, but I can assure you, because you're impacting people's lives directly, positively, you will never lack. You always have more than enough. It's just a basic principle of life. So there are better things that should be a reason why you want to transition to healthcare. Next slide, please. So number one is job security, as I earlier stated. Healthcare jobs are essential works. So healthcare workers will always be needed, irrespective of the economic downtime or recession. Healthcare workers will always be needed. Number two is personal fulfillment, because you're directly impacting people's lives positively. I remember when I was doing my house job, there was a 79-year-old woman that was rushed into the emergency, partially unconscious. So the children were planning her 80th birthday and said take mama to a nearby pharmacy just to do some routine health checks before the big celebration the next week. And she was wrongly diagnosed with diabetes. And she was commenced on oral anti-diabetic medications. So on that fateful day, mama took it and partially went hypoglycemia, which made her to be partially unconscious. So when the initially brought down, we checked the blood sugar, we noticed it was low. Immediately we told the son to get us get cook around or sugar, which the young man rushed and got it. Well, immediately we gave Mama the coke. It was just like magic. Mama came back to life. And everyone around us saw us like we did it, perform the magic. And throughout Mama's stay in the hospital, she kept on telling every nurse, every patient about how I saved their life. Trust me, there's no better fulfillment than that. Thirdly, we have high demand for non-clinical roles. The healthcare is expanding beyond just needing clinical people in the clinical roles, such as doctors and nurses. There are now increased demand for non-clinical roles, such as the administrative staff, IT experts, even content creators are even needed in the healthcare sector. Fourthly, we have shortage of healthcare workers. Please, next slide. The healthcare sector is one of the fastest growing industries in the world and expected to grow by about 13% from 2013 to 2031, which is much faster than the average for all other occupations. So demand for healthcare workers is skyrocketing, with WHO estimating a projected shortfall of 10 million healthcare workers by 2030. Despite the current increase in rate of healthcare workers, we will still need an additional 10 million health workers to fill up the gap, especially in the middle and low-income countries. As of May 2023, the United States, which is one of the highest paying countries for healthcare workers, needed more than 17,000 primary healthcare practitioners, 12,000 dental practitioners, and 8,000 mental health practitioners. Some countries, including the United States, Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, Switzerland, United Kingdom, are relying on international recruitment. So they're relying on me and you to meet that gap, to meet their demands. And one in every healthcare health practitioner practice in a country rather than the one where they were born or trained. So when you're transitioning into the healthcare sector, you should have one thing in mind, that the sky is no more longer your limit, but the sky is your starting point. And you're no more a local champion, but a global entity, because the world needs you. The world needs more healthcare workers. Please, next slide. As I've earlier, next slide, please. As I've earlier stated, in Nigeria, the shortage of healthcare workers, which is a serious pressing issue. Nigeria in particular is experiencing a significant brain drainage in the healthcare sector, with many healthcare practitioners are migrating or jackpotting to developed countries in search of better opportunities, better working environment, and even on better pay. WHO estimates that Nigeria has one of the lowest doctor-to-patient ratio in the world. The WHO requirement is 1 doctor to 600 patients. However, in Nigeria, we have 1 doctor to 9,083 patients. The WHO requirement for nurses to patients is 1 nurse to 5 patients. However, in Nigeria, we have 1 nurse to 1,160 patients, and the list goes on. The country has only about 2.1 healthcare workers per 1,000 population, which is far below the WHO requirement, recommended minimum of 4.45 healthcare workers per 1,000 population. So next slide, please. What's the reason for the healthcare worker shortage, especially in Nigeria? There are 3 major factors that earlier stated. There's low remuneration and poor working conditions, because Nigerian healthcare workers are overworked and underpaid, which is leading to burnout, frustration, dissatisfaction, and even medical errors. Because you don't expect a nurse who is meant to attend to 5 patients, now attending to 1 patient, not prone to be more errors or not to be frustrated. There's also limited career advancement opportunities and also inadequate healthcare infrastructure, because Nigerian healthcare system is extremely underfunded and poorly equipped, so making it difficult for the best and universal healthcare practice to be offered to patients in Nigeria. Next slide, please. What's the reason for the growing demand? What's the reason for the growing demand healthcare professionals globally? That earlier stated, there's a growing aging population. One, there's an increase in chronic medical conditions because of mainly because of healthy lifestyle most people are living, poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, exposure to harmful drugs and alcohol, which are predisposing people to a lot of chronic medical conditions such as hypertension and diabetes. Also, the world now is focusing more on preventive care. As I earlier stated, prevention is better than cure. Fourthly, there are now diverse opportunities in the healthcare sector. Healthcare sector is expanding beyond just the typical clinical sector. There are now also There's also a large demand in non-clinical sector also. Next slide, please. So now, what's the impact of this shortage of healthcare workers in the healthcare sector? And there are three major consequences for this. One, we have the economic consequences. Two, we have the social consequences, and three, we have the long-term consequences. For the economic consequences, we have loss of skilled workforce due to departure of our highly trained skilled professionals. So we have reduced economic growth. As earlier stated, health is wealth. Three, we have increased dependency on foreign aids. For social consequences, we have reduced access to healthcare, especially people living in rural communities. So we have decreased in quality to education. I remember when I was about 2 years ago, when I was doing my house job, an associate professor and an acting HOD in pediatrics decided to leave Nigeria and migrated to the US to go and start all over from scratch, start over his residency, start over from residency. What that simply means is that he left like a person living while in final year in medical school and decided to move to another country to go and start again from JS1. But he didn't mind because of he wanted career fulfillment. He wanted more pay too. So we also have increase in burden on the remaining professionals because the rest or the ones left behind have to fill up the gap for the ones that have left, which will worsen the brain drainage in the system. For the long-term consequences, we have reduced capacity for innovation, we have increase in vulnerability to global economic shock, and reduced global competitiveness because most times the best brains are gone, and the ones remaining, which are also good brains, they don't have time or can't even afford to go for training programs because they are underpaid. And even when they have I can afford to go for these retraining programs, they already worn out. They need rest. So they don't even have the time to go for this training. Next slide, please. Please, next slide. What are the roles in demand in the healthcare sectors? We have the clinical roles and the non-clinical roles. And the number one on the list is nurse practitioners, especially those who have advanced practice nurses, nurses who provide specialized care, especially those such as psychiatry nurses, theater nurses. They're highly in demand. We also have physician and nursing assistants. We have occupational therapists. These are people who help patients develop skills for daily living in order for them to adjust back to society when they are discharged from the hospital. We also have the speech language pathologists. These are people who help to diagnose and treat communication and swallowing disorders. For non-clinical roles, now we have what we call the health informatics specialists. These are people who use information technology to organize and analyze healthcare records in order to improve patient outcome. We have healthcare administrators. These are healthcare professionals that help to manage healthcare facilities such as the hospital, clinics, and nursing homes. We have medical writers, what we call content creators. They help in writing blogs and articles related to healthcare. Then we have what they call the health educators. There are people who promote healthy behaviors and also disease prevention. In Nigeria, we call them, some of them, community health workers, community health extension workers. Next slide, please. So now, then we also have the less pronounced roles. These are openings in the healthcare sectors, recent openings in the healthcare sectors. that are really in demand, such as the healthcare data analysis. These are people who help to analyze data and help healthcare organizations such as the hospitals and home cares in making data-driven decisions, which will help promote a healthy healthcare system. We also have what they call medical ethicists. These are sometimes doctor or medical professionals, or even lawyers, who advise healthcare organizations on ethical, legal, and moral issues related to patient care. Because of recent, we have been seeing a rise in legal issues in the healthcare sector. We have the healthcare IT project managers. We also have the healthcare supply chain managers. And we also have the healthcare quality improvement specialists. These are new roles opening in the healthcare sector and are highly in demand. Next slide, please. This slide is just showing the fastest growing occupations in the US. And if you look by the left side, out of the first 10, about 7 of them are medically related occupations. Next slide, please. Also, this slide is showing top paying occupations. And you see most of the occupations listed there are all medically related occupations. I also want to assure you they are in the right field. You are highly in demand and you also be paid for what you are offering. Next slide, please. So now, essential healthcare skills. These are skills that a person must possess or acquire in order before the person can fully transition into the healthcare system. They are basic skills. We have the technical skills and we have the soft skills. Some of the soft skills are what we can also call transferable skills. These are skills most times you have already obtained due to your previous experience in your work in your occupation or where you are working previously. Like we had a speaker who's a lady, a nurse, who said she's a first degree is mass comm. You're expecting such a person to have good communication skills, indirectly already giving her an added advantage in the healthcare sector. But how can we obtain these essential healthcare skills? Next slide. And that's where the role of educational institutions come into play. Educational institutions provide fundamental knowledge, skills, and opportunities for personal and professional growth. They are pivotal in transition to healthcare by providing one specialized training. So they help design and create curriculum specifically tailored to various healthcare roles. These programs often provide knowledge and practical hands-on training through internship and clinical placements. Also, they also help in providing bridging programs. So they provide specialized programs to help you connect what you know with what you need to know in the healthcare sector, which will help you to transition easier and faster into the healthcare sector. Number three, they help in offering accessible and flexible programs. So they help in providing shorter programs such as certificate programs, diploma programs, associate degrees. And they also help in providing flexible options for learning, such as online courses or even hybrid models. So they help you, allow you to, sometimes they can allow you to combine your online learning with in-person clinical experience, making healthcare career training more accessible to people who have other responsibility or are not close or are distant away from the training centers. Number four, they help in promoting continuous learning and professional development, because in healthcare, you need to always continue learning because it's an evolving field. So educational institutions help to ensure that there's continued ongoing learning. They also ensure that individuals are always up to date with the universal acceptable practice and skills. Number five, they also help to foster inclusivity and diversity. They help by providing scholarships, also outreach programs and mentorship programs for people, especially people that are underrepresented in the community, but who they want to transition into the healthcare sector. They make sure they're not left out in the community. Next slide, please. And what are the steps you need to take to make a successful transition into the healthcare system? Number one, you have to identify your motivation. You have to understand why you want to transition into the healthcare. You need to make impact in people's lives, or you use it for financial reward. So I find your motivation will help you stay focused throughout the learning process, process and transition process. Because sometimes it may not just be an easy process. So you need to have something that's pushing you, something that's keeping you up in your toes. And that's where your motivation comes in. You have to explore healthcare careers. You have to research into various healthcare careers and try to explore which one favors your interest and which one also favors the transferable skills. You can't say you're not a fan of blood, you hate blood, and you want to be a tetanus. It won't work. You also have to acquire relevant education and training. So by enrolling in programs that align with your desired healthcare career. Okay, this could be the certificate program, diploma, degree programs. It can be an online part-time program if you need to balance the other things you are doing. Also, you need to gain practical experience. Look for internships, volunteer for opportunities, or part-time jobs in healthcare settings. This hands-on experience will help you build your skills. It will also help you in networking with other professionals and also help you gain confidence in your abilities. 5, you have to develop your transferable skills. As I've earlier stated, and I can't even emphasize this, develop your transferable skills, because these skills will give you an added advantage among your peers in the healthcare sectors. Number 6, you have to network and join professional organizations. Attend industry events, join professional organizations, connect with healthcare professionals on social media such as Twitter, LinkedIn. Networking with other people in the healthcare sector can help you keep you informed about the recent trends in the healthcare sector. Also help you update you about the best practice and also job opportunities available in the healthcare sector. Number 7, you have to stay flexible and adaptable. Be prepared to start from the bottom and work your way up. Be flexible with your schedule. Be willing to learn. You need to take on new challenges. And number 8, one of the most important, celebrate your progress. Every win is a win, irrespective of how small it is. Celebrate it. Next slide. In summary, embarking on a career change to healthcare is both challenging and an opportunity for personal growth. Whether you are to provide direct care to patients or contribute in a non-clinical capacity, healthcare offers a diverse role that is crucial to improving lives. Previous skills gains are not relevant in the healthcare system. However, transferring these skills to the healthcare system can make you stand out. Education and certifications may be required, but they are achievable with dedication. Starting with the entry-level position, you can offer a solid foundation, and with experience, you can climb up the ladder to be more advanced roles. Embrace the change, stay focused on your goals, and be open to new opportunities in healthcare has to offer. And with the right approach, such as taking time to learn, building on networking, gaining experience, you'll be on the path to a fulfilling and impactful career in healthcare. Thank you. Next slide, please. Any question,
Wow.
please?
Dr. Tokbechukwu Ibe, your lecture was astonishing. You have managed to capture everything that we would want to know as regarding this topic. In fact, you went beyond my imagination, because even some details that I'm not armed with, I have picked them. Thank you so much. This is a very rewarding session, and I'm sure our audience also enjoyed this lecture. Thank you. I think you should take up lecturing. You will do beautifully well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, question session. Do we have anybody with questions as regards this lecture? Do we have anybody? Any question? Okay, because like I used to tell us in class, okay, there's one. Okay. The person says she's in transit. Oh, it's okay. So if there are no questions, that means this lecture was well delivered and we all understood. Okay. Somebody say we should give us an example of transferable skill. An example of transferable skills.
Thank you for the question.
Okay.
Example of transferable skills are: one, good communication; two, teamwork; three, problem solving skills; four, time management; five, attention to details, and many more.
Oh, thank you. So you see, just like the skills we also talk about in the healthcare assistant training program, especially in module 1, roles and responsibilities of the healthcare assistant, where we touch the skills. So you see, communication is key. Ability to understand your client or your patient, the ability to also get feedback, good feedback. If you remember, when we talk about communication, we talk about the mode of communication, the means at which you're giving it, the quality of the feedback, and a whole lot more. So those are very, very important. So another person says, is there a difference between healthcare? Sorry, I didn't get that. Let me check. Okay. Mm. Is there a difference between healthcare giver and assistant nursing? I would answer that. So the healthcare assistant is the umbrella name. So whatever they call you depends on where you work. If you work in a hospital setting, you go by the name certified nursing assistant. If you work in a home, you could be called a nurse aide, or you could be called a carer. If you work in a rehabilitation center, you could be called a rehab assistant. Also determine what they call you. Like in Canada, they call them personal support worker, while in the UK, they are known as health care assistant. Americans call them nurse aide. So all those things could determine what you go by, especially where will you work in. If you work in a school, you could be a sick bay nurse assistant. So it depends on where you work. Yes. I hope I've answered your question. Any other question? Oh, okay. Thank you. So without much ado, I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Tobechuku, and also use this opportunity to bring one or two of our alumni so that we can call it a day. We've been here a while. So I'll call on Chidima Ugboko if you're here. Then Temitokpe Kolade if you're here. Then also Joyce Agagbo if you're here. I don't know if Eda is still here. I don't know if Eda is still here. I would like to also have you chip in one or two things. So among these persons that have called, please, who is here so that we can quickly wrap this up? Okay. Chidima is not here. Eda is here. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. I know you're a very busy person. So let me not waste your time. So Eda, please can you quickly give us a run through of who you are? Then I take my question. Thank you.
Hello, please. Can you just allow me to say a word? I'm watching you from Italy.
Okay, Ngozi Opara.
Yes.
Okay, before Eda come on board, Eda, please just give us a minute. Let Ngozi give us the word. Thank you.
Good morning. Good, thank you so much. Thank you. My name is Ngozi Deborah. I've been having a communication with this platform, and I'm just like paused because I really want to know the whole ethics of this very particular platform and everything about it. So from this, it's not as if that I've not received the information of registering. Over 3-4 days, I've been sending you guys have been sending me a notification for this very particular webinar. But why I could not be able, I just want to be sure because things done online, things like that. At times I get scared, so I'm like trying to get informations. That's why as soon as I get the information, I just have to join without doing the registration. So I've been watching, I've been listening to all the whole people talking here, even the Dr. Tobechukwu, all the things, and he said, yeah, my name is Deborah Opera, just like I said. I visited Nigeria, that should be last year. Maybe that was where I got in contact with this very person. I don't know how it happened because I know very well that my Gmail can go fast or something like that. So now, coming to the whole thing, excuse me, please, sorry about it, because we're having cold, yeah. Coming to the whole information from what I learned, I'm into medical field though, but due to language country, when I came in here, I wanted to practice my course, practice what I know. I'm into medical lab. I did medical lab assistance, and coming into this country, we have to go through their courses and language things. So I'm not that linguistic, so I just dropped it. I started doing other things. So, but I still have that desire, that passion, because I just love anything medical. I love it because I'm very creative. So I've been looking for a way to get the certificate, get the certification, and upgrade my level and everything. So I couldn't be able to get it. So when I got in touch with this, I was amazed. But when I now know that it's Nigeria things, I got scared. Honestly, I must be very honest with you. I got scared. So I now made up my mind. So, okay, since they're going for webinar, let me just see people that are there and how it's going. So from the information I got and the whole thing, I think I am interested. But why I started to speak to us here is concerning these practicals, because I believe very well that as long as you're in a medical field, you're a medical practitioner, whatever, you really need that practical. That is the main thing. Yeah, you might get the theory, but that practical is really needed because you are taking care of a human being. You're not just taking care of a robot. So that is where I think I asked a question. And from the message I got, I asked someone a question from the email. So he now said something. The person replied and said that if I go for the theory, that if the time of my practical comes, they can give me a fly or whatever that I can go to any hospital to do. So I really want to get that ethics very well. Let me just know and hear from the horse's mouth since I'm talking to you right now. So that's why I said, let me ask a question. Thank you.
Okay. For our students, our online students, because we have online students in diaspora too. So
Okay.
what we normally do is when you're done with the theoretical part,
Yeah.
it is mandatory that you should do a clinical posting, either in a
Okay.
hospital setting or in a care
Okay.
home. So,
Okay.
and that's the one we call the internship, which is
Okay.
minimum of 100 hours.
Okay.
So you're giving an introduction letter stating that you are a student.
Okay.
And in your introduction letter, we also have a scope of practice attached to it
Okay.
so that they will know where they need to tailor guide you. Because as a healthcare assistant, you have your legal jurisdictions to what you can do and what you don't do. That when you do them, you could be legally prosecuted for them.
Yeah.
Of course. So at the course of our teaching you here in CLI College, we actually have a module that takes care of that, that tells you your legal liability as a healthcare assistant. But we
Okay.
also spell it out to our partners where you get to do your internship, what your scope of practice are. So based on that, you do that. We also have a clinical logbook where you index your day-to-day activity, which will be signed off at the end of your internship by the
Okay.
core person, maybe the HR or your clinical supervisor, whoever is responsible for you while you are doing your internship there.
Okay.
So with this, we know that you have done the practical aspect, and this is the only time you're eligible to write your final exams. So that's
Okay.
how it goes. Yes. And we're
Okay. In
particular and
all,
thorough about that. Mhm.
okay. In all, how many, what's the duration?
Oh, it's a 4-month program where you
Okay.
do 3 months of intense class work, and your final month is you in the clinical internship space and your final exams.
Okay. So the after the classification of the internship, what is the certificate looks like?
Okay, our certificate is MVQ level 2, but with additional certifications that we offer in CLI College, you could push your band or what we call the level to 5. For example, we have additional certifications like basic life savings skills, that's BLSS. We have phlebotomy. We have CPR AED, which is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, first aid, and CPR AED and first aid. So we have that. We have bloodborne pathogen. So when you take up all these additional certifications, they automatically push your level higher, and you don't know what your prospective players also will be looking out for. So we always encourage our students to take up additional certifications.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, Chizzy.
I'm really impressed.
Hello?
Sorry?
Hello, Chizzy. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you.
Okay. My name is Roslyn Michael Oyibo. I live in the United Kingdom, actually. I've been a healthcare assistant for 2 years now.
Okay.
I've even registered. I actually did pay for my registration yesterday online.
Yeah.
So what I'm even really, bothered about, the MVQ, is it a level 2 that you people have
No,
watched?
it is a level 3 because
Okay.
we give you a mandatory additional certification.
No,
Yes,
it's all right.
that
That was just what I had to be sure, about, because being a healthcare assistant is already a band 2.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So by the time, I'm even actually doing an MVQ here in the UK with a school called Learn Direct, but their marking scheme is actually frustrating me. Because when I started, I told them I wanted to do the program for 4 months, to which they agreed. So they had it's like 19 modules. I've done up to 17, but do you know that it takes them a month to mark one question? So it's crazy. And do you know why? Because they want you to pay for marking. Anyway, I'm even going to sue them because all our conversations and calls were actually recorded. I asked them, can I do this MVQ3 for 4 months? To which they've agreed. I finished paying. I paid £1,200 and I am so pained because what I want to use it for, by the time the MVQ will be ready, God knows that it will be like in two years' time. Do you understand? So immediately I heard about this CLI. I did search it online, and I also have a friend, that is there. She was actually the one that told me about it. I didn't waste time, and I keyed in, immediately, because I have been a carer for like 2.5 years now. I'm on the field. Wow. Yes. So it's not an easy task at all. Let's not even deceive ourselves. It's not an easy task. I am a lawyer by profession. I was working with Federal Inland Revenue Services. I was a deputy manager. I'm not a child. I'm in my late 40s. But, because of the Nigerian factor, I had to quit my job and everything. And I came to the UK to start from the scratch. And in fact, there was something Sobechiku said, that really struck. You need to be able to start from the bottom. And that's why I'm fighting like a madman. I have paid £1,200. I have abandoned that one. I have paid another money to make sure I get my MVQ3. After that, I'm chasing the MVQ5 because I don't want to be at the bottom. Healthcare assistant work is not for the lily-livered at all. Yeah. Because number one, these people are sick, vulnerable people. They are not even happy to see you. You are in their space.
Yeah.
A lot of them are racist. A lot of them are sick. They are sad. They just want to take advantage. In fact, yesterday, somebody poured urine on me. I work at nights. I should be sleeping now. But immediately I got the message for this webinar. Even that Vivian sent me the link. I keyed in immediately. So don't lie to yourself. Oh, you come here, wherever you are in the US, in Canada, in the UK, you have to do the work. These are people that are sick, they are old, you need to clean them up. Some of them have cancer, their injuries are roughing and all that. But men, you need to be grounded. You need to be grounded. And these people are extremely smart. They don't have anything else they are doing. You are working for them. They are looking at your face. If it's not bright, immediately you leave there. They call the manager to tell them you are not happy with the job you are doing. You really, so those skills. You need to be a happy person even when you are so sad. That fake smile that the whites always put up, that their smile. You really need to learn how to smile, that type of smile, often. It's not a job for the weak people. It's a tedious job. And most times I tell my husband, I'm like, God, in my late 40s, but it is what it is. So it is what it is, because I know where I'm going to. I know I'm not going to be at the bottom for too long, because I'm trying to actually push my way up. That's why I paid immediately. I heard about, I'm like, okay, online, I'm just going to key into an online, this accelerated program, so I can get the MVQ3. Immediately after that, I push for my MVQ5, because the moment you get MVQ5, you are qualified to be a care manager.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank
No
you.
problem.
You see, one beautiful thing about CLI College is the way our modules are structured, and I'm happy you're going to be part of us, is the fact that we prepare you for all this that you have mentioned. Then because you also have a vast knowledge about disease conditions and why people behave the way they behave, especially
You
when you
need
talk
to
about the
understand this.
concept, the sickle concept. People can be cranky. A very pleasant person can be awful when they are sick. There's a
All
reason.
of us are awful
And
when we are
yeah,
sick.
so when you have some basic understandings about the people you manage, their disease condition, and what caring it's all about, I think it also helps you to go through the motion.
Yeah, you have to. You don't have a choice. It's a very
Yes,
delicate work.
yes, you're
It's a
human.
delicate work.
Yeah,
It is a delicate work. I have seen people being imprisoned. I have seen people being taken to courts. It's a delicate
yeah,
job. You just need to put yourself down and make sure that you are ready to go through the process. If you are not ready
through
to
the
go through
process.
the process, it's something you cannot make. Forget about it. There's no Abby, no. Put yourself down, because like
Yeah,
you have said, these are sick people. They look at you and like, hey, what are you doing close to me? I don't even know you, you know. And you always try and tell them that,
yeah.
oh, so sorry, I'm just here to make sure that you are okay. I know you need your space. Can I do this? You need to seek their consent for everything you want to do for them.
Of course, we take them. That's why it's very interesting when you learn the CLI College, because
No
each
problem.
module is structured in a way where you make transition from the very beginning to the last, understanding the life, the roles, the responsibilities, the legal concept of being a healthcare person, the execution of the job, what it entails, not only the theoretical aspect, even the emotional concept, the
Theory is not
psychological
work now.
concept.
It's when you are in the field that you are doing the
Yeah,
work.
yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm sure one or two persons have also learned one or two things from what you have dropped for us. So I think we should call it a day, because normally our webinars don't stretch beyond an hour and some minutes, but time is going, and people need to get back to their various activities. I don't know whether Eda has one or two things to tell us before we call it a day. Thank you. Eda, are you here? Hey, good to see you again. Good to see you again. I think you're on mute because I can't hear you. Eda, can you unmute your mic? I don't know if others can hear. Please, can anybody hear her?
No, I can't hear her.
No, no, no.
No.
Okay. I think you're having a technical glitch from your end. Maybe we should exit and rejoin again. It helps. Yeah. Exit and rejoin again. It will help. Are you back? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you.
Loud and
Okay.
clear. Loud
All
and
right.
clear.
Okay.
Good to have you
Good
back.
day, everyone. I think it's afternoon now, or good morning,
Yeah.
wherever you are. I am Eda Aitalegbe, and I was saying that originally I studied accounting from the University of Benin, and I worked with that in a media house, AIT, for about 14 years. I wanted a change of career, and I wanted a change of career in a developed country. So I wanted nursing. And somehow, I don't know, maybe the school I picked, they said because I didn't come with a nursing background that I should go for public health. So I did public health, but while studying public health in the UK, in Kent, I had the opportunity to work as a healthcare assistant in a nursing home. And that was basically how I would say in a developed country, the passion started, even though unofficially I was like a healthcare assistant to my grandfather who had a stroke for about 13 years. And so I was able to practice firsthand in the UK. And that really grounded me because, like the other lady said about working in the UK as a healthcare assistant, it's not for the faint-hearted. I am telling you, I have been visited by a social worker because someone in the hospital, I escorted a client to the hospital for hospital appointment, and the client had dementia. He had dementia and he was moving around, trying to shake equipment in the hospital, and I was going with him to make sure he does not hurt himself. And somebody thought I was trying to restrict the client, and so reported me to the home office. And then reported me to the home where we came from, and they had to assign a social worker to investigate. You will not believe, by the time the social worker came to the home and extracted their information of the client and everything, they were the ones that now apologized to me that obviously that person in the hospital didn't understand what dementia was all about. Okay, so I have all of that experience. I have all of that training, NVQ 2, 3, 4. I did up to, I was on level 6 at the time I left the UK. And then when I came back to Nigeria, because as at the time I studied in the UK, Theresa May was the prime minister. She did not allow the 2 years post-studies visa. So we came back, my set came back to Nigeria, and I wanted to do mental health nursing. And so I was going through Facebook sometime, and I just saw this advert from CLI. I Googled them, I researched them. I was very, very impressed. As in, I'm sure if she had read my profile, you would have said, you would have seen where she read that I am a mental health counselor from CLI, and CLI is an affiliate of CLI College in Canada. That is a boost on my CV. You get what I mean? That's a boost and all that. I did a leadership and mental health course also from University of Washington, online too, like this. But the public health I did physical in the UK. So it's been a wonderful experience with them. I run an agency now in Nigeria where we provide care and support for people in the comfort of their homes. Geriatrics, care for old people, is growing very well in Nigeria now. A lot of people are needing that help. We have passed that situation in the country where we get social support from relatives. The relatives themselves want to japa. The relatives themselves want to be paid to take care of your loved ones. But sometimes you see them paying for such services and not giving the right care and support. Why? Because they don't even know what dementia is. They don't have the experience. So that's why it's good to back up whatever. I'm very happy listening since 11 o'clock. I'm very happy that the kind of people that have been taking these courses, even at healthcare assistant level, they are professionals on their own. Not just anybody coming from the field, which is even open for the course is open for everybody. But I'm so happy, I'm so glad that a lot of people are taking these courses as a backup to their original courses. So it's kudos to CLI. I'm taking a course in phlebotomy as well, and sometime in January. And I know during my graduation I asked, and they say yes, they provide that as well. So I'm going to do that as well and add to it. And of course, I'm going to do my master's in mental health nursing. So it's been wonderful. It's been awesome working with you guys. And yes, I have been referring people. So you can't give what you don't have. Thank you very much, CLI College. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Eda. It's always wonderful whenever we talk to you. And in fact, as if you had the leading, I wanted to ask you what was life post CLI College, and you have answered the question I intended.
It was
And
awesome.
I
It was
appreciate
awesome.
the fact.
I have no regrets. I have no regrets doing it. Once in a while, I go through your website to see if there are new courses that I know. Maybe because I have that UK experience, new courses that I can do and just add to it. You never can tell when you're gonna need it.
Exactly, exactly. You see, she said it again. I always tell them, as a healthcare professional, you must grow. You keep growing. You keep
Yes,
learning because you're looking for
absolutely.
better ways to get it done,
Mm,
seamless way to get it done, and also deliver the quality services. Thank you so much. It's
thank you.
always awesome, like I said, whenever we get to talk to you. And I hope
Thank
we'll
you.
bring
Same
you on
here.
again very soon.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
So you've heard it from Eda. You just have to keep growing. And that's why what we do here. That's what CLI we do here. We keep encouraging you to go. Come as you are. It might also interest you to know that even the Los Angeles of CLI College, I'd never set out to become a nurse. I had actually sojourned into the university and as a social worker came back to do nursing. And I am enjoying my life as a nurse. I love taking care of people. I love giving care. It has always been my calling. I wanted to do something else, but I discovered that that wasn't my space. And I will tell you that me having a career change later, much later, because even when I was in school of nursing, I was one of the oldest in my class, but I never regretted it. I never regretted it. So it's never too late. That's the word. And you have to just keep going. You have to keep growing, look for beautiful ways of getting things done seamlessly and still giving better quality. So just like today's webinar title, you can make your transition. CLI is here. We are here for you. You don't have to have a science background. Come as you are. And in no time, we would just onboard you into the world of professional healthcare system. And at the end of it, you will be glad that you are part of the CLI family. And let me also use this opportunity to introduce or give us an information. We would be starting some new programs come next year. We have the pharmacy assistant program in queue. We have the early child care program in queue. We have the development support workers, in queue. We have the health office administration program in queue. And we're looking forward to having you becoming part of us in CLI College. Peradventure, you're the type you don't want to do the healthcare assistant pro because you have an aversion to hospital or blood or that world. You could also contribute your quota in the healthcare space by doing the administrative part, or you could become a pharmacy assistant where you assist the pharmacist in the drugs, giving health education, sharing informed knowledge to a patient or a client who had come to purchase a drug in the pharmacy setting you're working. Or you love working with children. You could join the world of the early child care, where you give care to babies, to toddlers, to preschool students. You could work in the school setting, you could work in the client's home, you could work in the hospital department, the pediatric department, as the early child care assistant professional. Or you could become a development support worker where you care for special people. Because people in this part of the world, we have our erroneous beliefs and myths about people who are born special. But as a professional, you have an in-depth understanding of who they are and what they do and how you can help them in particular so that they can live their almost normal life. Who says a special person can become a great person in the future? You can be part of that success story. So come join us in CLI College, where we'll help you to make your dreams come true. So I'm going to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to every one of us who had taken out their time to be part of this day's program, this webinar. And I can assure us all, I know that we have learned a lot. So this is also wishing us a very, very, very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year, because we are in the season of the Yuletide. And calling to mind that 2025 is a year where you make your dreams come true. So if part of your dreams aligns with CLI College, our doors are open to you. So come join us so that we can walk you into a beautiful 2025. So from CLI College, entire staff, management, crew, students, alumni, and our audience at home, we're saying a big thank you to Dr. Ibe and to everybody that has contributed to this program. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a beautiful weekend.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Natangela. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nasangela.
Signing out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.